is so interesting about the walls, you ask? Oh, we could talk about the walls for hours, just try us. Pembroke Town Walls Trust is much more than just the stone walls that still border the town. We aim to not only make people aware of the significance of the walls locally and nationally, but also to realise their potential for local skills development, education, heritage, the natural environment, tourism and the local economy. A tall order, but an important one for the heritage of Pembroke, Pembrokeshire and Wales. As a modern town, Pembroke is unusual in that it is still very much on its medieval layout. The first structures appeared in 1093 when the Normans invaded South Wales. They built a wooden castle on the western tip of the peninsula, 100 feet above the River Pembroke. The town developed outside the gates of the castle to provide it with food and artisan services and spread eastwards along the limestone ridge. From 1201, when William Marshall arrived converting the wooden castle to a mighty medieval stone fortress, the town continued to develop eastwards along Main Street with burgage plots of houses and land along its spine. The Main Street properties are today still laid out on the original plot set down some 700 years ago, giving Pembroke one of the oldest and most unusual town layouts in Wales. The division of the burgage plots with stone walls built for defensive purposes rather than ditches or fencing makes them rare in Wales as well, and Pembroke's plots have medieval foundations. On completion of the outer ward of the castle in about 1260, the Earls of Pembroke began building walls along the edges of the peninsula to encircle the town with a defensive perimeter, completing the work around 1300. Over the centuries, many changes have been made to the walls, not least to make them more suitable for the use of guns rather than arrows. 2 towers on the south side are referred to as gun towers, but were originally built for archers to be able to fire arrows in all directions. The square platform on the north side was built to house cannons to fire at Cromwell during the Second Civil War. The lime kiln on the south wall at the foot of the Tabernacle Garden was built in the 18th century, using the tidal waterway along the commons to transport the slaked lime around the county. With the risk of invasion decreasing, individual property owners began inserting doorways and stairs for access. Some of the burgage plots, originally narrow and long, have been combined and widened, though most still have the dividing walls along their edges. These changes all contribute to Pembroke's story. Pembroke Town Walls Trust are now planning to conserve and manage the long sweep of walls along the Mill Ponds Walk. We have delivered a successful pilot project to the walls surrounding the garden to the Tabernacle Church on the south side of the town and are currently restoring the Civil War gun platform on the north side. The walls are all in a bad and deteriorating state of repair, so we are keen to get on with it, but we are presented with several problems that prevent us securing the large amount of funding needed for this work. The main difficulty is that the walls are listed, but each section is privately owned by the property behind it. Although owners are supportive and understand their obligations to these listed structures, funding for essential conservation works to privately owned historic structures is not readily available. We have been exploring solutions to this dilemma and want to develop a creative management plan to carry them out. We have over 50 interested owners to work with, but plan to start with a group of 6 properties adjacent to the gun platform as a pilot for a major and nationally important project. To enable the work to be funded as one heritage project, we will test the proposal of a long-term lease with each owner, including up to 10 metres of land inside their plots, and establish heritage partnership agreements between the trust, the owners and others. Leasing land inside the walls will enable us not only to manage both sides of the walls and part of the burgage walls, but also to manage the land sustainably, linking it with a surrounding local nature reserve. We will establish a community benefit society to encourage wall owners to contribute towards the cost of the work through the purchase of shares which they can sell to future owners. Most significantly, we will continue to develop our piloted skills training in heritage stonemasonry with Pembrokeshire College and the TUI Centre for local young people, and we will offer work experience with professional stonemasons leading to apprenticeships. We will continually consult, engage and involve owners and the community through a programme of walks and talks. Finally, we will undertake research to establish the value of the improved walls to owners and to local and national heritage, carrying out independent evaluation as an integral part of the project. Pembroke is a historic town. It was the birthplace of Henry VII and has a well-preserved and impressive castle. It is still very much on its medieval layout, with long narrow burgage plots leading down to the protective walls still in evidence. This is rare and needs to be conserved along with many of the changes made to the walls throughout its long history. This creative plan will not only provide a sustainable solution, but will also have wider benefits for heritage building conservation nationwide. It is so much more than just the walls. Find out more from our website, where you can also join us or make a donation.